be last to break!
Why are you hesitating?
Cali Mayer is the F2 champion!
Everyone thought Aiden was going to be signed by one of the big three.
Not everyone survives in F1. You know that.
Okay, as you've probably already seen, F123 has announced new from that little snippet as well. I'll leave a link to the full trailer in the description below. But what I've seen from the trailer, Breaking Point is a big thing, and it looks like everything else isn't. Yes, that's from the trailer is very Breaking Point based. So far, all we have seen is a lot of Breaking Point. I'll break that down into it. We have got some other details as well in this little article that EA released. New precision drive technology is a vastly improved pad play, which is I'm intrigued to see how this does as well, because as a pad player, I've always, the pad is always at a disadvantage. This is aimed at the casual player. So the casual player has a pad. They do not have a wheel. Whether or not it gets arcadey or not, but they have provided real F1 team feedback. We'll have to wait and see. As well, who will be the last to break? That's been the tagline. Each of for many years now, the games have had a little tagline now, and it seems this one's called the last to break. EA Sports trademark, whatever. The official video game, the 2023 Formula 1 Championship, as well, is coming on the 16th of June, which isn't that far away. This is my big concern, the fact that they've revealed everything, and post Breaking Point, is there actually a lot of improvement? I mean, they have added stuff, I'll come back to that shortly. Xbox, including the old generations, so there will no new game engine for F123 as well. Headline, of course, Breaking Point. It's the biggest thing on this game. It's the thing they're going to be pushing as well. There's also going to be Las Vegas and Qatar. We already knew that. Now, following the careers of young upstart Aiden Jackson, we suspect is the teammate of Devin Butler at the time, because 71 was his number. Sorry, 89, excuse me, was Aiden's number. So I suspect, and what I've seen by the trailer, that Aiden is going to be in. We're going to see possibly again multiple seasons of Breaking Point. So I'm speculating that and this is just me speculating, that the first season of Breaking Point will show Aiden Jackson alongside Devin Butler, and there'll be some big falling out, and that's where we get Cali Mayer, sister to Devin. Don't ask me how they got different surnames. Become the first woman to ever win the F2 Championship. I'm sure we're going to get some F2 scenarios as well. We saw a few bit of F2 in there in the trailer. Hungry for more says she's keen to get a shot in F1. Will Devon or Aiden make way for Cali? I presume Aiden. Or will the team and family dynamics cause problems? There's a lot to look forward to in a story that twists and turns based on the choices made along the way. This is good if it's choices based, because I spoke about the last one being too not enough choices and not enough endings. There was one sole ending in the original Breaking Point. This time things are hopefully things are a little bit different, and there's multiple endings depending on what path you choose. That's what shows a good story mode. Well, here is Cali in her soul. I presume someone's making way, and I presume we're presuming Aiden, but Devon could make way, which would obviously be hatred between the sibling. Maybe we'll end up driving as Devon. As well, we've got two new circuits as well, but neither are pictured here because this is Miami as well. Also, these cars, not the final cars, these are this is the new FOM Sashi that you'll be using in my team. as well. So you've got Las Vegas and DLC tracks. Paul Ricard, China, and Portimao will be on the game from launch this time, and I presumably also in career mode. This means that they're listening to feedback and implementing this. They just saw how much used these were from season 2 onwards. So we will, F1 20, even though we don't even, the game doesn't, Portugal and Paul Ricard aren't even on the track, and I'm hoping, on the calendar, and I'm hoping, because obviously rumours about the 2024 calendar that Belgium's not going to be on it, that at very least that Belgium going to be on there. There's also been rumours flying about that some of the tracks have been laser scanned, but there's a bit of argument about that because of the leaked stuff that I can't show because of copyright. But basically, there was a bit of an argument, I think, between people because of the bump, and turn 1 in Silverstone was still there. Handling as well, obviously for both wheel and pad players, 22 was not a good. Well, the 22 was horrible in slow corners. I'm hoping that they fixed the OP traction, because they're still the AI are getting OP traction out especially corners. Precision Drive controller technology will give. They've already trademarked that as well. We're all going to play on pad, even more control and confidence in those crucial racing moments. I mean, I've always felt in control as a pad player. I don't race with all the assists, I should point out, on. So whether or not that will thing, obviously they've redone the physics. So I'm hoping traction, better track, give us better traction. I'm hoping that means the AI aren't going to get traction, because the 2 previous games, F1 22 and F1 2021, have been plagued by AI being OP, as well. And community requested features. There is an F1 God. The F1 gods have finally shine down on us, because red flags, the simplest basic mechanic of an F1 race, are finally going to be back on. Finally, it's about time. I mean, they should have been back on the game about 6-7 years. Well, they shouldn't have been removed in the first place, but F1 2015 put an end to a lot of things. They didn't even have the safety car on that game, just to show you how poor that game was. 35% race distance. I've been calling for this for years, as well. I'll be trying that out. Not in my career to begin with, but we might switch to that depending on what happens. There'll be a channel update, by the way, coming soon. New colour encoding sims to what using film and TV has been implemented across the game, resulting in a more true-to-life visual experience. I think that means they've just redone the graphics. Or they've redone some colours, because the Alpine colour actually changed about 4 times on F1 22. In actual fact, the colour I'm using in my driver career mode is the original colour that they used, and then I think it was 3 times, and then they did the sports update and turned it to a horrible lighter version, and then they fixed it in another update. But the current colour is not the colour that they launched with. If that makes sense. Now we've got F1 World, serving as your go-to place for all things F1 and content inspired by the F1 calendar. F1 World makes its debut for F1 23. We all know that F1 World was leaked last year, as well, so we've known about this for 12 months. F1 World helps introduce players to a complex world of F1 by tying together multiple games such as Time Trial, Grand Prix and multiplayer, offering an exciting new way to enjoy the game. I think, is it just another menu? I don't know. featuring ever-changing roster of seasonal content, which sounds like the Podium Pass, with daily and weekly challenges, sounds like the Podium Pass to get stuck into. Drivers can unlock new liveries, race suits, helmets, and part of the new progression system, sounds like the Podium Pass. By advancing through F1 Worlds, players improve their tech level and unlock parts and team member upgrades to equip their F1 World car. Don't know where we're using this F1 World car, whether it's being online or whatever. Improving various performance areas. As tech level increases, more challenging events become available. Linking offline and online and offline play in F1 World, and use safety rating system encourage drivers to race cleanly in pairs, like-minded, more efficiently improve online racing. So if you're clean in career mode, it means that you're going to be clean. You're going to be getting against clean, putting a clean lobby effectively. And now there's a pre-order version. You've got to pre-order before the 31st of May to get all this stuff, I think. There's a time limited, I think that one's the one you've got to pre-order by the 31st of May. Las Vegas content pack. Dual entitlement, which is Playbox. That's the PlayStation Xbox only, because if you buy it on one console, you can get it on the other, which is unlike FIFA now. Breaking Point 2 icons, so I'm presuming you'll be able to have Devon Butler in your career, in your My Team career. Vanity item pack, not entirely sure. This is Podium Pass stuff, you get a raceware thing. 4 new My Team icons. Well, obviously they've lost one because Hulkenberg wasn't a My Team icon in F122, so which is how obviously he's ended up in various career modes that use the cheat engine. XP boost, F1 World bumper pack, 18,000 Bitcoin, and what everyone's actually paying for is 3 days early access. For those who pre-order the physical and digital standard version alongside Ambassador, there'll be an F1 World starter pack and 5,000 Bitcoin. I mean, yeah. For me, F1 World just sounds like a revamped Podium Pass with a bit of F1 Live thrown in. But we'll have to wait and see about that. Now on the Steam page, they've actually got some interesting shots. They got this bloke, who I presume is that the CEO that we had. They interviewed in the game. I don't know. Don't know who this bloke is. This is obviously him talking to Devon Butler, who seems to have gone a bit grey in the last one. And again, the F1 Musashi, a pretty unchanged looking Monaco. Now, price is a bit of an issue. You might recall, but game earlier in this series, I showed you the game had already pricing at $54.99 and $64.99, and that I presume was the standard edition price. But obviously, if you've got an older console, you can get the game cheaper. You could have got the game cheaper at the time for the standard edition, $54.99. It also, unlike previous games, if you have played the previous game, you used to be able to get a discount. That discount is no more as well. There's also the all the specs down here as well. Pretty similar to what they were last year, I think. As well, it's still Windows using Windows 10 and above. Not yet gone to Windows 11, but then nobody really has done. But yes. And also on the Xbox game, it says you get Breaking Point 2 customization items, casual and raceware in-game as well. So, yes. With that then, let me know what you think too. F123, are you going to buy it? Are you going to wait for more information? Bearing in mind, of course, one game, of course, is coming out the week before. Yes, this game, MotoGP. and it's got a brand new weather system as well. So whereas F1 hasn't done this game is out on June the 8th, and MotoGP, the game, has, it's cheaper than the F1 game, a lot cheaper. If you're on console, this is £30 cheaper than the Champions Edition, as well, £20 cheaper than the Standard Edition, which for a game, for a MotoGP game, why would you, if F1 23 is solely focused on Breaking Point, a game that's going to last 2 weeks, and not even that, because we all know that all the big YouTubers are going to get the game early and they're going to start broadcasting Breaking Point probably on June the 8th, just to spite MotoGP. So, once we've all seen Breaking Point, is there actually any point buying the F1 game? I don't know. If you want your F1 fix, possibly buy F1 Manager, which is on its way, waiting for F1 Manager and playing MotoGP. That might be the cheaper way forwards, instead of forking out for the F1 game, which may, bearing in mind that it's only coming a month away from, almost a month, a month and a week away, really. It's a game that could probably be buggy. Anyway, I've gone on for far too long. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I will have a look at all the articles in due course, and if there's anything significant, then I'll try and make another video on Tuesday. So until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.